Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 tips on how to cut back on calories without feeling deprived. Now before we jump into the video, make sure you check out my self-help book titled The No Fluff Zone, which I'll link down in the description. Make sure you follow my Instagrams, Jayla_baby, which is my personal, and mbaby essence, which is my new business account. So yes, let's get right into tip number 1 on how to cut back on calories. Order a smaller size drink. Now, what do I mean by this? If you usually go to your favorite coffee shop and you order your customized coffee, or you're going to Circle K and getting a soda, cut back a size than what you usually order, what you usually do. I'm a huge advocate for changing your lifestyle, not dieting. I don't believe in diets. I don't think diets are sustainable. You want a lifelong diet, something that you can stay consistent with over time. So if you change the large Rooster Booster from Circle K that you get every day to a medium, then you are already cutting back on calories. You change the medium grande drink with all these modifications and sweet cold foam to a tall, you are already cutting back on calories. Sometimes all it takes is that 200 to 300 calories a day subtracted to get you to a sustainable weight or a way to manage your weight. It's those little ankle biters that get to you throughout the day, right? Little calories that sneak up on drinks or a bite of this, a bite of that. Avoid that too. Try not to take so many little bites of things all the time. If you're going to change your diet, make sure it's sustainable over time. So yes, change your size drinks. If you get a small, if you get a large, get a medium. If you get a medium, get a small. And even just focusing on that will be a game changer. Tip number 2 on how to cut back on calories without feeling deprived. Get your dressings on the side. Can't emphasize this enough. A lot of us don't even realize, but ranches, honey mustards, some sort of secret sauce, whatever it is, get it on the side. A lot of us don't even know how many calories in that, and let me enlighten you, it's around 200 calories for that little side of sauce. You can still get those sauces, and that's completely fine. But if you're getting a salad, it's best to get those dressings on the side because they usually drench the whole salad in it. And if you want more dressing, get some, but that way we're able to dip into the dressing instead of having it drenched all over our meal. That way you can be mindful of how much calories you're truly consuming, because a salad isn't healthy anymore if it's drenched in salad. Sorry, I just woke up. If it's drenched in dressing, it's not healthy anymore. Make sure that you are mindful of that. Tip number 3, being mindful of carbs. Now, I don't like when people try and kick out carbs, whatever. A lot of people don't know the science behind it. I'm not one to tell you, but carbs carry a lot of calories. So a lot of people think when you kick out carbs, you will lower your weight and you will lower your calorie intake, which is true and not. Carbs are great because they give us energy. They are what fuel us for the day. We need carbs in our life, but you can refer to different carbs, right? Like fruits, vegetables, those are carbs as well. So when we're talking about carbs like pastas, rice, all of that, yes, you can limit that, or you can do some proactive things. Like for me, I love to take rice, I love rice, and I'll get cauliflower rice, like a frozen one from the store, throw it in the microwave, and I'll mix the rice and cauliflower rice together so it's a more of a higher volume portion. I'm getting some vegetables in mixed with my rice, and it's not that big of a deal or a difference for me. So, and I'm still eating rice. I don't recommend cutting out food groups because that is not sustainable. All 3 of the food groups, proteins, fats, and carbs, are essential for our body's everyday function. So make sure you're not cutting out food groups, but being mindful. Like for me, it's also learning to notice the energy that comes with consuming and not consuming certain food groups throughout the day. So for me, if I have some like carbs, like something really high in carbs in the beginning of the day, I'm going to be sluggish and slow. So I'm not going to consume carbs in the beginning of the day. But if I'm eating carbs for dinner, like pasta or whatever, it's fine. I'm okay. I don't have a lot of things I need to do at the end of the day. I'm probably gonna go on a walk and go to bed, or in the middle of the day for after the afternoon, I'm getting a sandwich, I'm gonna feel fine. But also just being mindful of, if you're gonna consume carbs, sometimes it's also how much carbs you're consuming. Like, take it slow. Maybe next time you're eating a really high carb meal, consume half and then see how your energy's feeling and then consume the rest. Because a lot of the times people associate eating with tiredness, and that's not it. It's how much you're eating and what is in the meal itself. Comment any questions you have about that, because I could go more in depth, but next tip. Tip number 4, smaller bowls and smaller plates. They will be your best friends. Usually when you go to restaurants, they give you big plates because now your mind is gonna be like over consuming. If you get a smaller plate, you're able to look and see how much you're actually eating and being mindful of that. The smaller the plate or bowl, the fuller you're gonna be because your mind is looking at it. If your small plate is filled with food, you're not really gonna wanna go get a second. And if you do, it's okay. But it's just like a mind trick. If you have a big plate and you're filling it with food, but there's still space around the edges and in between, you're more prone to be like, oh, there's a lot more room on my plate, I can add this. Or I didn't really eat a lot on my last plate, so I'm gonna go grab this. But when you have a smaller plate, we have a more accurate visualization of what we're eating and how much we're eating. Tip number 5, which is probably one of the biggest tips, drink more water. You probably have heard this all your life, all of the time, and it's so essential and it's so important. A lot of the time, our mind gets hungry. Our mental mind gets hungry. So when we're looking at something, whatever, we're hungry, a lot of the time the receptors for hunger and thirst are very similar and very alike and are the same. So a lot of the time, if you're feeling hunger, it could be that you're thirsty and you haven't drank water for a while. So think about, have I drank water recently? And if you haven't, drink a glass of water and see how you're feeling then. And if you're still hungry, then eat. But make sure you're carrying a cup of water, a bottle of water, whatever, on hand at all times of the day so you can have easy access to sipping on that water. Because it will also help fill up your stomach, keep you hydrated, feeling full, and just having everything flow nicely and more smoothly throughout the day. So yes, you guys, I hope you absolutely love these tips. Please make sure you comment any questions you have. I would love to hear from you. Share this with a family, friend, or loved one, anyone who you think would even be interested in knowing these tips. And yeah, I hope you like this video, share it, subscribe, and as always, remember to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Have a great day.